Good day, my dear viewers. I welcome you to AA Accounting Tutorial, where accounting topics are being treated. In today's video, we shall be discussing on double column cash book. If you could remember vividly, in my previous video, I explained how a double column cash book can be prepared in a simple way without giving any confusion. But in today's video, I'm going to discuss how to prepare a double column cash book that involves contra entry. Therefore, before going into the questions of today, the question I want to solve, I will first of all explain what a contra entry is, or probably what a contra entry entails, so that we'll be able to understand or have a better understanding of how to probably post this very particular concept. However, this very particular diagram will be used to explain what contra entry is. Contra entry is a case whereby a transaction is involved in both cash account and that of the bank account. In a nutshell, what contra entry means is that when cash is being taken from the cash account and paid into the bank account, and vice versa, when cash is being withdrawn from the bank to the office for the office purpose. In that case, such concept is regarded as contra entry. If you look at it very well, one account is giving out while the other one is receiving. Any account that gives out will be credited, while any account that receives will be debited. Therefore, if you look at it very well, the balance of both accounts will be increased or probably decreased in one way or the other. The next thing is to explain some terms that are used to denote cash paid into the bank. Likewise, cash withdrawn from the bank for office use. Anytime you come across this, cash lodged in bank, they are referring to these very particular terms, cash paid into the bank. The same thing, cash deposited into the bank. Number 3, take out of the cash till and pay into the bank. Then they can also use this very particular passive voice to denote this very particular statement. Banked simply means cash was taken from the cash account and deposited into the bank account. That is the meaning of this. Therefore, you have to take note of all these terms. Anytime you come across this, they are referring to this. The same thing, cash withdrawn from the bank for office use. Number 1, withdrew from the bank for office or business purpose. This simply means money or cash is withdrawn from the bank into the cash account for the purpose of office or business use. Then you can also have it in this way, cashed, meaning that cash was withdrawn from the bank into the office. This is a passive voice. Anytime you come across this, this is what they are referring to. Ideally, there are some phrases or terms that are not contra entity in nature. Anytime you come across such phrase, this is one of them. Just have it in mind that they are not contra entry. Merely, they just want to use the phrase to convince you or probably to test your knowledge about contra entry. Look at it. Cash says pay directly or immediately into the bank. Meaning that immediately such sales is being made, the owner of the business did not even receive the money into the cash account. Probably he gives them account or probably check to pay the money into the bank immediately. Such transaction is not appearing in the cash account in the office. Rather, the business owner prefer the transaction to appear in the bank. That is the meaning of this. Cash sales paid directly or immediately into the bank. B, cash withdrawn from bank for personal or private use. Anytime you come across this simply means the business owner withdrew such amount of money from the bank for the personal use and not business purpose. Therefore, don't treat this as contra entry. Then C, cash drawings or withdrawn by the proprietor, still the same thing. So this is all I have to say on contra entry. But let me chip in this so that I'll be able to know how to probably treat this very particular concept. As I've said, look at it, cash paid into the bank. The bank is to be debited because the bank received. You go to the bank column of the cash book and put such amount on the bank column on the debit side, indicating that bank received the money. While cash is given out, I mean the cash account is given out, then you come to the credit side of the cash book, I mean the double column cash book, then come to the cash column on the credit side, then enter the amount, indicating that cash is giving out such amounts. Now, cash withdraw from the bank for office use. In this case, reverse is the case. Money is withdrawn from the bank into the office. The cash account is the same thing as office, is receiving such money. Therefore, on the debit side of the cash column, you are going to enter such amount there, indicating that cash account is receiving the money while bank is giving out. On the credit side, you are going to come to the bank column and enter the amount there, indicating that bank is giving out the money. Now, the next thing is to come to the ledger folio, I mean the column. Then you indicate it with C, both sides. This indicates that it is contra entry. The next thing is to move to the question solving. Then I will read out the question so that we can solve the double column cash book on the board. This is the format for double column cash book. As you can see from the above, the question goes thus: enter the following transactions of Adebabs during the month of April 1996 in his two-column cash book. As I do normally say, anytime you want to prepare your accounts, you have to put the name of the owner of the account, then followed by the type of account you are preparing, then the year you are preparing the account. You have to indicate these three. This attracts marks as well when you are writing your examination. Aside from that, I do normally say that anytime you are preparing account, have it in mind that the name of the account, I mean the owner of the account, the name you are having there, have it in mind that you are the owner of the account. In that case, the posting of the entries will be easier when you have such in your mind. Now, the first entry, April 1st, balance as at March 31st. Look at the question. Balance as at March. We are preparing for April, but we are having balance as at March 31st. That is the balance Mr. Adebabs is having in his accounts, both cash account and bank account. For the cash account is having 10,000 naira, while that of bank is 20,000 naira. Then you come here, April 1st. Then you have balance brought forward. Then for cash, it is 10,000 naira, while this is 20,000 naira. Now, I indicate it with the sign of the currency I'm working on. It is naira. You have to indicate the currency sign there. Then, the second entry, April 3rd, received check from Bola 2,500 naira. If you look at that question very well, Adebabs, I mean, I'm the one bearing Adebabs, meaning that I received check from Bola 2,500 naira through check. In that case, I will come here, April 3rd. I will now put Bola. I received 2,500 naira from Bola through check. Then I come here, I write 25. That is how to enter this. This is something that comes in through check. I have to have it on the bank column because anything that has to do with check has to do with the bank. Now, April 5, received rate refund by check 2,000 naira. I will come here, April 5, rate. This rates refunds, it is through check. You have 2,000 naira here. This is part of what comes into my business. Now, April 6, bought good for cash. April 6, you come here, April 6, you put purchases here, then through cash, it is 3,000 naira. Then April 8, withdrew 2,800 from the bank for business use. If you look at that question, that entry is a contra entry. It is going to appear on the debit side and that of the credit side. If you look at the question very well, or the entry, withdrew 2,800 from the bank, meaning that Adebabs, I am the one bearing Adebabs. This is my account. I withdrew 2,800 from the bank into the office for the business use, meaning that the cash accounts in my office receive that 2,800 naira. I will come here on the cash column. Is the receiver. I put 2,800 naira. Now, you will now come to this side. You can see that we're having it under cash. You are going to write the narratives here as bank. Then, April 8. You now come here, put C there to indicate it is Contra. Now, you now do the same thing to this side. The account that is giving it out is the bank. You come here, put 2,800 naira. Then you come to the particulars, the narration. Put cash, April 8, then you put C here to indicate it is contra entry. This is how to treat contra entry. April 12, paid wages by cash, 1,500. By check is 3,000 naira. Then you come to the credit side, April 12, wages, you write wages here. Then for the cash, it is 1,500 naira. Put it under cash. The check is 3,000 naira. Then, meaning that during the month of April, I paid wages to my workers. The first form is through cash, while the second one is through check. That is the reason we're having it on the credit side of the double column cash book. Then, April 15, cash drawing, 2,000 naira. Then you come to April 15, the date column, April 15, then you put drawings here. Meaning that Adebabs withdrew 2,000 naira from the account of the cash. That is the reason we are having it on the cash column here on the credit side. Sorry. April 17, received loan from Olawale 4,000 naira by cash. April 17, then you put loan. Then through what? The loan is through cash. Then you come here, 4,000 naira. You put it there. That is all. Now, the next thing, April 18, took 2,300 naira out of the cash till and paid into the bank. This time around, Adebas, I am the one bearing the name. I took 2,300 naira from the cash account in the office. I deposited such amount in the bank, meaning that the bank is receiving the money while the cash account is giving it out. That is April 18. I took money out of the cash account into the bank. The bank is receiving it. Therefore, I will come to the debit side of the double column cash book. I write 2,300 naira here. Bank is receiving the money. Then I will come here. The particulars here, I will write cash. Then here you write contra. Then you also come to this side, April 18. Now, cash account is giving it out. So you are going to come to the cash here. You write 2,300 naira. Then you now come here. The particulars here, it will be bank. Then you write contra here to indicate that it is contra entry. Now, April 19. Sold goods for cash, 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira cash. You write it here. Six. April 19. April 19, sold goods for cash. Meaning that I sold goods for cash. That money comes in. That is the reason we have it on the debit side. Then April 21st, cash sales paid directly into the bank, 3,500 naira. Look at this question very well. This is not a contra entry. It's a confusing question. If someone see this, you might think probably it is contra entry. But because of the words they put there, immediately or directly into the bank, the money is not landing in the cash account at the first instance. Therefore, you are going to treat such entry as normal transaction and not double entry. So you come here, write says April 21st. Then you now come to the bank side, you write 3,500 naira. Then April 22nd, rent received by cash, 1,450. April 22nd, rent received by what? By cash, 1,450. 1,450 by cash. Then the next thing we are having, April 24, banked 4,000 naira. Look at the question. April 24, banked 4,000 naira. Meaning that I banked, the owner of this business, Adebabs, as I usually say, I banked 4,000 naira into my bank account. Meaning that I took some certain amount from the cash account and deposited it in the bank, meaning that the bank account is receiving. I will come to the debit side here, the account, I will come to the bank column and put 4,000 naira there. Then the narration, I will come here, cash, then I will put contra here, C, to indicate contra. The date is 24. April 24. Then I will come here, April 24. Then I will come to the cash account is the one. The cash account is given out. I'll put it under cash column, 4,000 naira. I put C here. Then the narration under particulars will be bank. Then April 25. Paid general expenses by check, 1,500, by cash, 2,000 naira. April 25, general expenses by check 15. Come to the bank column, put 15 here. Then you come to the cash, we have 2,000 naira here. Now, April 26, we drew 1,500 from bank for private use, meaning that I, as Adebabs, I withdrew 1,500 naira from my bank account for private use. This one is not a contra entry. Look at it very well. It's not for business or office use. Therefore, I will come here, April 26. April 26, you just write drawings, okay? Then I will have it on the bank column because I withdrew the money from the bank account for my personal use. Now, April 28, rent paid by check. April 28, you just come here, rent, either you put rent paid or rent only. Rent paid by check, 2,500. Come to the column, the bank column, then insert the entries there. Now I'm done with the entries. I mean the posting of the entries. The next thing is to calculate the debit side and that of the credit side and see to the one that is greater. Then I can now deduct the lesser amount, I mean the figures from the greater one in order to consider the cash account or the bank account I'm having. I mean the balance I'm having at the end of April 30th. Therefore, I will come to the cash column of the debit side first, then I will move to the cash column of the credit side. After calculating the cash column of the debit side, I have 23,250. Likewise, that of the credit column, that of the cash column on the credit side, I have 14,800, meaning that this side is bigger, meaning that we still have cash at hand in the business. Therefore, 23,250, you take away 14,800 naira, then 0, 5, 4, 8. So we have 8,450. Therefore, you will now come to this side, you write April 30th, meaning that at the end of April 30th, the balance carried down will be 8,000. You come here, 8,450. Now, 8,450. You now come here, leave a line, then do it this way. Come to this side as well. Then you write 23,250. You come here, 23,250. By the time you add all this together, then with this, the balance, you are going to get 23,250. Then I move to the bank column in order to get the amount we're having on the both sides. For this side, the bank column of the debit side, we have 34,300. Then this side, we have 11,300, meaning that this is greater than the credit side. Then you take it away. 34,300. Take away 11,300, then 0, 0, 0, 3, 2. We have 23,000 naira. You will now come here, come to this side, 23,000 naira. Then you can now balance it. What we are having here, 34,300. If you add everything together, you are going to get 34,300. Then you come to this side, you write 34,300 naira. Then you now come to the debit side there, you write May first, because the next month after April is May. This is the amount I'm having in my cash account at the end of April 30th. The same thing, I'm having 23,000 in the bank account. That is what indicates this very particular balance. I will now bring them here. Balance brought down. I have 8,450. 8,450. Then we have 23,000 naira. This will indicate or will represent the opening balance in the month of May. As you can have it here, this balance brought forward is the amount or the balance of March as at 31st March. This represents the balance brought forward in the month of April. The same thing, if I want to prepare my May account, this very particular balance brought down will represent balance brought forward. That is the balance I'm having in my account as at the time I want to prepare for the month of May. So this is how to prepare double column cash book having contra entry. If you have found this video very useful, helpful, please, for more uploads so that I can upload more videos on accounting topics, please kindly subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, share the video with your family and friends. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.